Good.
Yes.
Yeah, we hope to have Raju join us too.
Yeah.
George, Trump decided that the U.S. role in the Israel-Iran conflict will come in 2 weeks' time. That is basically just telling us that Trump is backing out and trying to play smart in this whole
No,
thing.
no.
Uh,
Actually, I
tell us.
think what
Mhm.
is happening is a declaration of war must go through the Senate and through the House of Assembly. But what is happening right here is because the war is not directly concerning United States of America, Trump cannot act independently. So if they want
Mhm.
to declare war to support Israel, they have to go through the House and through the Senate in order to declare war. And then what happens with that is also that the Congress must hear all the details when it comes to whatever information that Trump has. So what they're trying to avoid is what happened in Iraq when they basically said that there were weapons of mass destruction and used that as an excuse to go and destroy that place. And then also we understand that
Mhm.
what do you call it, the foreign minister of Iran recently made
Okay.
a pronouncement that if the U.S. gets involved in this particular war, that
Yes.
they will be sorry. So for Saeed to come out and then begin to bring those accusations, he said that they have more than enough on their table to deal with that
Mm.
situation.
Mm.
So whether they are just bringing out a wolf ticket to make themselves feel
Mm.
strong or not, we don't know. Trump had
Mhm.
earlier issued a 2-week ultimatum after a missile strike from
Mhm.
Iran hit southern
Mhm.
Israel, damaging a whole lot of places, including the Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba, and 71
Mhm.
people actually were casualties in that particular place.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now we're seeing what is happening is that they've been exchanging. And as a matter of fact, to get an update is, the commander of Israel Army is saying that they need to change regime to remove Ayatollah or
Mhm.
their spiritual leader there now.
Leaders.
But the question people are asking, we need to be very, very careful because we saw what happened in Libya, we saw what
Mhm.
happened in Iraq. We saw what happened in many places when you remove the leader, you don't get any peace in that place. There's chaos.
Yeah.
It was only
Yeah.
recently that
Mhm.
peace came to what do you call it, to Syria.
Mhm.
So they have
Mhm.
to be very careful in decision making, how to go and oust a spiritual leader, because if they do that to Iran, it could become worse than Iraq. So we need to be
Mm.
very careful with that because they might
Okay.
get a leader now that will come
Mhm.
out openly and don't care what they say. They will go for that uranium enrichment and seal it up. Let me tell you something else that is actually happening. A lot
Mhm.
of people in the Arab area, for some reason, are rejoicing over this. They are happy that America is getting involved. So I'm not quite sure whether UAE is in support of America joining the war,
Okay.
but they seem
Okay.
to
All
be
right.
happy
Yeah.
over that
George,
situation.
George, thank you very much. You gave it well. Raji, welcome back. Trump he
Yeah.
says the involvement of the United States in this conflict will come within 2 weeks, and I said maybe it's a way of backing out, but George said otherwise. What's your own? Because 2 weeks.
Re-
I mean, uh-huh.
there have been talk about targeting Ali Khamenei, the leader of Iran. I don't see how anybody will have the audacity to decide for any country who its leaders will be. There's a raving lunatic in Israel that nobody is touching. What is the point of Israel in trying to in targeting the leader of Iran? What is it? Now let me tell you that after 9/11, there was something that was put down in the U.S. secret in the U.S. by CIA and the deep state in the USA. They were going to fight 7 wars in 5 years, and all those wars are wars for Israel. They started with Iraq. Iraq had no hand in the 9/11. They disrupted Iraq. More than 1 million Iraqis died in that process. They executed the leader of Saddam Hussein, who was their own prop before. They went into Libya. They killed Gaddafi.
Mm-hmm.
There's no peace in Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Israel is in. There's no peace in Sudan. There's no peace in Yemen. Israel is in Lebanon. If you think there's peace in Syria, you are joking, because the people who are there are ISIS, who are all proteges of the CIA. No country has any reason, has any power to dictate for another country whose leaders should be. America has done that in more than 20 countries throughout the world, going into a country, deposing its leaders and imposing dictators who come to them. That the whole thing was started by Henry Kissinger, who ensured that there will be no peace in the whole of Middle East, and therefore they put a cankerworm in there that will be the fly in the oil that will be polluting the oil, and that is like Israel.
No,
Now, as it is now, let me make just one point. As it is now, do you realize that Israel has no boundaries? Israel is going to determine its own boundaries. It includes, and there's a map of a greater Israel that includes most of Sinai, the whole of Gaza, and the Middle and part of Jordan up to Lebanon. That is because as this Israel has no boundaries. The boundaries that Israel take are the boundaries that Israel decides for itself. What has Israel got to do?
My own comment on what you just said about Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger, I don't agree with that much, because no one man can determine what happens in a region. I mean, the Middle East is too big for Henry Kissinger's plan and whatever to say he doesn't want peace there.
Because you don't understand the American.
It is not all of the Middle East that is at this whole thing, though. The Emirates, those 5 Emirates are also not in all of this thing going on in the Middle East. Liberals.
There'll be no peace. There'll be
Egypt.
The agenda. Let me complete. The agenda was such that unless the Middle East Emirates, especially Saudi Arabia, comes under the protection of the US, there'll be no peace, and they have achieved that. When King Saud, hold on, when King Saud in 73 started that OPEC thing, he was assassinated. He was assassinated by a cousin who has been indoctrinated in the US. Now they intentionally pushed Iraq to attack Kuwait. And when it attacked Kuwait, they now made it as a point to Saudi Arabia. So look, after Kuwait, Saddam is coming for you. And therefore, the Saudis put up more than $300 billion to buy weapons and ammunition that they did not need. And then they now had a foot in Saudi Arabia. That was the thing that got Osama bin Laden very, very angry, because they did not want any American boots in Saudi Arabia. Because at that time, Al Qaeda, which had
Alain Karaji, do you agree that most of these countries surrounding Iran, They are happy that America is getting involved. Are you aware of
Mhm.
that? That
Mhm.
they
I'm
are
not aware
actually
of that.
supporting.
It may be in your imagination that
It's
America is
not in
getting
my own
involved.
imagination. It's all out there. You need to read. Don't read
All
only
out there where?
one-sided news.
All out there
Read all the
where? Of
news.
course,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, because
even inside.
UAE
Hold on.
is happy. They're happy that because
Do,
one of
do,
the things,
do,
the more Iran is trying to equip themselves militarily, the more the countries surrounding them are very unhappy because they don't want Iran. Iran is untamed. They act like untamed animal. That's exactly
it
the
is.
reason
It
why
is.
they don't want it
It
to
is.
have
It is.
those
It
missiles
is
and
what. It is the fear
those.
mongering.
It is
It's
not
the
fear
fear mongering
mongering.
that the United States
It is
is
not.
putting
It
into the
is
hearts of all
not.
of them.
It
So
is
do
not.
you know
It
that?
is not.
Do you know that
You can't
in
allow a country like
1952?
Iran to have
Hold
a
on,
nuclear
hold on.
warhead.
In 19
You
in
can't.
1952, in 1952, there was a democratically elected president of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh.
Mhm.
Because he nationalized the British petroleum, the national assets of Iran for the good of Iran. At that time, uh, British Petroleum was taking more than 99%, let's say 90% of the proceeds of oil from Iran and giving Iran only 10%. The man
The
came
British
in and
petroleum.
nationalized it, yes, and nationalized Iranian oil. Because of that, America came in and deposed him and imposed Reza Pahlavi. Because Iran was one of the most stable countries in the Middle East, secular until America went in and destabilized the whole thing. Now, because the major uh, uh, defenders of Iranian interest were the Malams, were the mullahs, they were able to put a lot of pressure and chase Reza Pahlavi away. Now, what they are trying to do now is that they want to bring in maybe a grandson of Reza Pahlavi to come in again it cannot happen. It cannot happen. No matter what is happening inside Iran now, no matter what is happening inside Iran with all the repression by the mullahs, they will not take any Pahlavi again. So let
Okay.
that be. Yes.
Raji has his own views on this.
And that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
You're saying
Yes,
what they cannot do, what they
yes,
cannot do. This
what
is
they
a
cannot do.
nation, that have factions within the nation. So you cannot sit over
Which
here and tell us.
nation does not have
Oh,
factions?
no, what
Is
I'm saying
Nigeria
is this:
is
when you're
Nigeria
saying
united?
you can emphatically say they cannot. You cannot say that within a sovereign nation. They can make a
There's no
decision
way.
tomorrow.
Reza Pahlavi is gone. His people are gone forever because this cousin that they are talking about, this whether it's a grandchild or something, is Jewish,
All right, gentlemen,
and it will not be acceptable
let's just
in
wrap up on this one. Viewers, you're listening to us talking about the Iranian-Israel war. This morning also, one of the updates is Russian news service said that Kremlin has issued a fresh plea to Trump to avoid using bunker booster bombs. We know about the bunker boosting bomb on Iranian nuclear facility. Because it might escalate into conflict all across the Middle East. So maybe these are some of those warning that has come to the United States and making them to back up to say 2 weeks time they are considering this whole thing. But let's leave that. I know George has a lot to say on this. Let's come to something that might help our viewers. Financial issue in Nigeria and also in Africa. The SEC is the Security and Exchange Commission in Nigeria, is warning the general public of investing in some kind of crypto business.
Cryptocurrencies. Mhm.
Yeah, there's the Ziga coin, there's the Zam Ziga, all crazy names. George, do you have a story on this?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
So in the past few months, there's been a lot of some of this Ponzi scheme that came into Nigeria, wiped out a lot of people's money, and then the Security and Exchange Commissions were basically called upon that they can do better than what they have been doing, because nobody hears about these companies until they go belly up and take all the money from people and run away. And most of the time, you can't find the leaders of these organizations. So, Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission flagged Zuga coins, including variant of SZCB and Zamzuga GPT. Also told people to be careful. Now, we know that a lot of vulnerable people, ignorant, vulnerable people, even after you warn them, will go and invest their money out of desperation, and they're going to lose, and they will come back and start crying. But, the government, the SEC, they are exonerating themselves ahead of time by telling people don't go and invest in these companies, because the promoters of these digital assets are not even registered with them, and to operate within Nigerian capital market is illegal. So they classify both of these coins as lacking intrinsic value, real world utility, and legitimate backing projects. So people are warned, don't put your money in these companies, because they're just going to use the Ponzi scheme and take all your money and run away.
Simple. And we're proud to do this. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Ajay.
I just want to take out one word from what Sir George said. Vulnerable. Look, these guys are not vulnerable. They know what they are doing.
I'm talking about Nigerians.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Those who are investing in all those cryptocurrencies, they are not vulnerable.
I think they are vulnerable to the degree that they fail to understand the scheme that is behind the Ponzi scheme.
Look,
so
didn't I tell you after that? Which one was it? Was it CBs or whatever? And Nigerians had lost more than 1.3 trillion naira. I heard some people around my area still discussing about going to put 50,000 in some scheme, and then they will quickly take their money out before it becomes a scheme. They know what they are doing. They are taking risks. They are not vulnerable. They are taking risks. Yeah.
Anyway, we are proud to do this here because we want to safeguard our viewers, our people. So the Security and Exchange Commission is warning Nigerians, please take heed. Take heed. Don't play with your. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sir Mark, Mr. Mark, how would you hear a name like Zamzagi, and then you go and put your thousands of naira in it? You don't know where it is. You don't know it is such an amorphous figure. There's no way you can point to an office or to a structure that you can go to if your money gets stuck. Zamzagi or Zigizagi or whatever it is.
Imagine
Zamzuga.
No. It tells you that it's going to Zuga you. So what are you going to?
The point here from our desk, from Schengen News Media, we are warning, just like the commission had warned that such coins are often linked to pump and dump scheme. And this is something that has caused investors significant financial losses. So Nigerians, please do not invest in these companies. You have been forewarned, so learn from your past mistakes. And those stupid ones who will invest, woe unto you when you lose your money. Don't come crying in the public.
If you can count the number of such Ponzi schemes, it will be more than 20. And yet, every time they come, Nigerians use billions. That's why, you see, that's probably why the government continues to oppress the people, because if people have money, if they can be losing 1.something trillion, and that one has come in and they are ready to go into it, they have lost billions before. How are they making their money? So the government keeps on squeezing you to know how are you making money.
No? Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, let's wrap it up with the news, not too good news happening from Mexico. Mexico. The Hurricane Eric, the hit southern coast of Mexico, and cleanup is going on now, but a lot of people have died. And in fact, they even don't know accurate number of deaths and injury, but that's a sad one coming from South America. George, what's happening in Mexico? Mexico.
Yeah, I
Hurricane.
mean, I think the hurricane, I think it touched down on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricane Eric made a landfall in Oaxaca as a Category 3 storm before weakening the inland, killing two people. And then
Mm-hmm.
a man was electrocuted in Osaka, and a child was swept away in Guerrero. Coastal towns like like Lagunas, and Chachua and Puerto Escondido,
Mm.
suffered heavy damages with flood streets and trees, widespread power outages all over the place. So the
Mm.
president, Claudia, reported that over
Mm-hmm.
123,000 power
Mm-hmm.
outages in 15 road closures and ongoing
Mm-hmm.
heavy rain, and multiple states are still suffering. So emergency shelters, they have created emergency shelters where they will put a whole lot of people that
Oh.
have been misplaced,
Mm.
and the houses that were burnt down. So the storm revived painful memories of the previous hurricanes like Otis
Mm-hmm.
and John, which caused
Yes.
significant losses and life and properties in recent years. So our condolences to most of these people from Mexico, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
internationally they will get some help to help those that
Mm-hmm.
has lost their properties and their houses.
Mm. Thank you, George. You're right, Raji. How do Africa see this? We know Africa too is going through its own. Nigeria has a flood issue last time. Many people were swept away. Tell us, give
Okay.
us a weather report.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so far, so good. God is so good. God will not visit upon you too many trials and tribulations. With all our
Mm.
economic problems, if we had typhoons or hurricanes in Africa, our situation would be rather dire. The
Mm.
the floods that happened in Benue, Niger State, seem to have receded now, and
Okay.
people are picking up pieces of their lives. The
Okay.
bridge between Mokwa and the bridge Mokwa between Mokwa and is it Jebel is still down,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
movement around that axis has been so limited.
Okay.
Condolences to the people in Niger, in Benue, in Mexico who lost their lives in the natural disasters.
Thank you, Raji. Raji, added to that, what's the update on the Benue massacre? What's the new? What's new?
Well, just promises and promises and promises. Now, is it my solution would have been very simple. Return There should be no IDP camps across the whole of Benue as we speak.
Okay.
Return them to their ancestral homes. If you are going to bring all those structures in the
Mhm.
IDP camps with them
Mhm.
to their old homes, let it be so
Mhm.
that you start settling their lives.
Mhm.
Settling their lives. Anybody who wants to go back, encourage them to go back, and government should take interest in resettling them.
George, you agree with that?
Well, I do 100% agree with that, because what we have done is a systematic genocide that is taking place. Nobody is asking questions. Who are fueling these people from targeting these particular areas? We
Mhm.
go there, we make all this noise that we make. The president is visiting them, and then the governors in that area acting like they're bringing the Messiah that is coming, rather than
Mhm.
a place where they're supposed to be mourning for the people that have been dying.
Yes.
Now that they're
Yes.
bringing him back as put a royal reception for
Reception.
him. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. They even, talking about having women to wear different ashebi, to showcase
Mhm.
different colors, to bring the,
Did you
the
see the
trump of
soldiers? Did you see soldiers cutting grass, children staying in the mall in the
staying
rain.
in the
The
rain,
rain.
singing to him, because
all this.
the royal regal king of the world is coming. When people are dying, and you're supposed to be mourning for these people, why are they dressing up like that? They
When
are
the
not even.
president was
They're
in his
supposed
dress,
to. It is so unfortunate. And
Mhm.
what kind of psychophancy some of these governors that are doing is despicable and unheard of. Your people are dying daily. There are no accountabilities to the people that are coming to suffocate your people, take them out of the way, take their houses. And what you're doing is putting a red carpet, to bring the royal king of Zamunda to Bonu State. It doesn't
But
make any sense.
also, the president should have should have made some comment against that. I'm here to mourn. I'm not here for any fanfare. I'm not here for all of this. And he come dressed looking like a mourner because he's the chief mourner in this whole case now. So it's not also the governor's fault. It's also the president's team.
that is
Right.
what that is what you expected. The president came in his Sunday best or this Friday best. He was looking dapper.
Now
Can
listen
you
to me.
imagine?
The way the president dresses, okay, is okay for me as far as I'm concerned. But the fact of the matter is that you are bringing him in there not because he wanted to come and inaugurate a project. You're bringing him there simply because your people are being killed almost on a bi-monthly basis or monthly basis. Thousands are being wiped away. Some of these people are still in ID camps, and then you bring these children in the rain, and after they come and sing to the president, most of them will have catarrh, they will have all kinds of pneumonia, and there's no money to help these people. There are now no hospitals to treat them. The hospitals will not even accept them until money is paid. These are things that we really need to. Our conscience needs to be pricked in Nigeria. We have lost all moral conscience in that country.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly, it's so despicable and it's not unacceptable. We condemn such acts. We condemn it from our desk.
Thank you. We condemn it. Some viewers were joining. Gentlemen, it's been beautiful. The week updates have gone so well. George, we want to thank you for being around, giving updates. Raji, you are awesome. So let's see what happens. And Monday, George, whatever follow-up we have, we'll bring it on.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, viewers, for joining between the line. And Wednesday, Friday updates. We're done for the week, and we want to say happy weekend. George, what do you have?
Well, I just want to bless everybody. Let's live in peace. No turmoil, no dissension, no contention. Have a fantastic weekend, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless our president, Asiwaju, and all the leaders, and God remove corruption from Nigeria.
That's a tall order. Corruption from Nigeria. There's no country without corruption. Let those who are corrupt.
We're on top.
Let those who are corrupt, when they are found out, to go through the normal process of being punished for their sins. I wish the success of the current government in Nigeria is our success. We don't pray for its failure. We pray for success. And may God give the president good advisors. May he also have the discerning spirit to note when he's being given bad advice.
Yes.
To be able to do the right thing.
But one of the most beautiful things that I see what you said recently. Jagaban said that I listen to critics because this visit to Bono was simply because of the media. He was not intending to do so. He was laxed behind it until the media started crying out, and he listened to the constructive criticisms, and then he did it. And kudos to you, Mr. President. Thank you for visiting this.
All right, gentlemen, let's go. We talk on Monday. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.